God is truly a rewarder of those who truly seek Him. I was given admission into a federal university, UNN, in the eastern part of Nigeria to read medicine and surgery, and I was over the moon. It took me a while to finally settle down into my first year in the university. Unfortunately, barely a month after resumption, there was a cult raid in my school, and the school was closed down for 4 months. I had to study intensively for these months. Immediately we resumed, we embarked on our first semester exams. God was faithful, and I passed all my exams. We had just started the second semester when ASU decided to go on strike. This time around, we stayed at home for 6 months. After reading for the first 3 months, I resumed my singing activities with a band. Singing was a part of me, and I had really missed singing in the band. However, I also wanted to become a medical doctor so that I could use my medical skills to work on the minds of troubled children in order to help them find their path in life. I loved being with and taking care of younger children. Finally, I was through with my first year in school and had resumed 200 level. At this point, I was eager to join the campus charismatic renewal. I eventually joined the fellowship, and luckily they also had a band. I tried to create time for my busy schedule to go for my choir rehearsals, fellowship, as well as regular Sunday masses. While in the first 2 years of my medical school, God took me to another level in my music ministry. He started to inspire me. On my way to lectures, He would drop a melody with appropriate lyrics in my mind. And on my way back from lectures, He would remind me of a new song He had dropped in my mind, and I would write the lyrics down as soon as I arrived at my hostel. During my quiet time, I would pray, expand on the new songs, and record them on my phone. My dad had never really been keen on me singing. However, with my mom interceding on my behalf, he had been allowing me to participate with the charismatic band at home. I knew I couldn't tell him I needed money to record my song in the studio. So I saved my pocket money and went to the studio to record one of my songs. Subsequently, I continued singing with the campus charismatic band. I was eventually made the vice president of my band. That put more responsibilities on my shoulders. Whenever there was a retreat, harvest and bazaar, or any other activity, I had to be there to organize everyone as well as sing. It was sometimes exhausting, but always fulfilling. As is always the case, the devil is never happy with worshippers, especially those who worship with songs. Hence, my season of trials began. The first incident was the death of my grandmother, who was so close to me and usually visited me often on campus. She suddenly fell ill and we lost her. Before I could gather myself from that emotional trauma, I became sickly, to the point that when others were studying for exams, I could barely open my books. Each time I tried to open my books, it felt like there was a heavy load on my head. My colleague had to help me by reading out my notes whenever she could spare the time. The trials continued until I took the decision to leave my school and seek for a transfer elsewhere. I informed my parents that I wanted to completely leave the school environment to another medical school, preferably closer home. After extensive deliberation, my parents agreed with my decision.